Hi guys. So today we have Mercury stationing to go direct after I believe it was 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks that it's been in a retrograde mode in a sign of Capricorn. Yeah, actually it went into retrograde just before the end of 2022. Just under 3 weeks it's been in a retrograde mode, and this is happening at the same time as Pluto is conjuncting Sun, or Sun is conjuncting Pluto, better said, because Sun is moving much faster, obviously, at the 28 degrees of Capricorn. So it's very interesting that this is happening at the same time, especially taking into consideration the other aspects that Mercury is making at the same time while it's stationing to go direct. And these are quite interesting to look at, actually. So we have Mercury at the 8 degrees and 8 minutes of Capricorn, making in conjunction to Mars, now obviously going in a direct mode in a sign of Gemini at the 8 degrees and 21 minutes. At the same time, it's making a trine to the North Node, which is on the 9 minutes, still in conjunction with Uranus. And it's actually squaring Jupiter. It's a white orb, but still within a degree. And Jupiter is being ruled by Mars, and it's coming into the square with Chiron, but this is not going to be fully on the same degree. It's within the orb, but it's not going to be within the same degree until the 27th, which is the next week. So it's quite interesting. All these things are happening at the same time, and that's practically all talking about the same theme. Actually, I want to acknowledge and give a shout out to Amanda Ellis, who inspired me to make this video. I made a similar video in regards of Mars stationing to go direct, but after watching her video, which she released yesterday, I link it below. It's a very interesting video, and I highly recommend for people to watch it. And it's regarding the new moon in Aquarius, because this is all resonated with the same thing. It's all about the same theme. So yeah, definitely recommend people to watch her video that she just released yesterday in regards of new moon in Aquarius, where she actually talks about it in a much more depth, and channels information from her guide Archangel Metatron. That is one of her main guides. I love her work. I've been following her for quite a long time now, and I highly recommend her work. She's a wonderful teacher and a wonderful guide. And she has definitely very interesting insights to add. So I'm just going to touch up on things, and then if you guys interested to find out more, please refer to her video. Amanda Ellis, she's on YouTube, and also she has Instagram, Angelic Celestial Colors. But practically what I would like to look at, it's from the evolutionary astrology point of view, how and I mean, she talks about it from the spiritual point of view, but it fully resonates with the astrology of this Mercury stationing, because happening at the same time as Sun is conjuncting Pluto is definitely shining the light into what are we still holding on to, what definitions of reality we still holding on to. There are maybe necessarily preventing us to still living our full authentic life, like taking authority of our life, and actually stepping forward and creating, manifesting the life we want to live, which is again it's touching up on the same theme as the Mars stationing direct, which is all coming into the big eruption on the on the new moon in Aquarius. This is all building up. The energy is building up towards the same theme, and practically with all this in conjunction to the Mars is just what is the blind spot, why we're still not acting on what we want to create, what we want to manifest, how we want to see the reality, being ruled by Mercury, and also Mars being the ruler of a Jupiter. There is definitely still the belief system and thinking process present, which is keeping us stuck, which is keeping us feeling victimized, and feeling that we cannot change anything. We cannot make changes in our life. It's too difficult. Somebody else is holding power over us, or it's just wouldn't go with the society we're living in, or there is definitely something that is keeping us in a point of being frozen and not being able to move forward. But planets are going to go all in a forward motion. The last one remaining retrograde is Uranus, the big awakener. which is actually, it is still within a degree, because obviously Uranus is still within a degree conjunction with the Chiron and, no Chiron, North Node in Taurus, and that is being trined. The station in Mercury is trining this conjunction of North Node with Uranus. So again, it's about liberating ourselves and actually going for what we want. Taurus is all about our essential needs, about our values. What do we want to create? What do we want? What kind of reality we want to live in? And this is a positive aspect. This is a trine, in which case this Mercury going retrograde accumulated information. There was a lot of internalized process, and I'm sure a lot of people can resonate, because the readings I have been doing recently, a lot of people are going over introspective processes and rethinking their life, rethinking their priorities, rethinking what kind of world they want to live in, what kind of life they want to create for themselves. And this Mercury now stationed in direct has the information. It now accumulated enough data, enough information to create a new belief system, to create a step forward. But the thing that's blocking it, it's still this attachment to the old structure, to the old, to something old, to something that's keeping us imprisoned. The stories we tell ourselves, as I mentioned numerous times, the thinking process that we created for ourselves, that has been programmed into us throughout our childhood, especially with the Jupiter being in Aries. Aries is a brand new, fresh energy. It's this instinctual force. And also Aries represents, it could represent our inner child, it could represent our childhood. It's something fresh, something unexperienced, something new. So perhaps these old belief systems that we've been holding on to in the good Capricornian fashion need to be now completely revamped, completely changed. We need to start questioning, and we have been questioning with the Mercury going retrograde for sure, and Mars that was in a retrograde until recently in Gemini. We've been questioning a lot, and now we have the information, and now is the time to move forward, to take an action and start living life in accordance with the new truth that we are discovering in regards of the reality and the definitions that we've created for ourselves. And as Amanda mentioned in her video, and I really want to acknowledge that because this is her idea, it's about purging, because actually the archetype of Pluto and Scorpio, it's all about purging. Even from traditional astrology, Scorpio, and together with Virgo, it's all about the illumination. Scorpio is about holding on to toxins. So what toxic definition, what toxic thought process are we still clinging on to that is keeping us disempowered? And the sun is shining onto it. The sun is shining the light, like it's bringing it on the forefront. The sun is definitely bringing light into the shadow and making us acknowledge what it is that we are afraid of, what it is that we need to purge, what are we holding on to that we need to let go of. Practically the entire theme of this is, what do we need to let go of in order to liberate ourselves? Because there is so many attachments that are holding us stuck, because maybe we feel that if we let go of them, we don't know what is the unknown, and that's maybe more frightening than the thing that we do know. But more and more of us are recognizing that the things that we do know and that have been keeping us stuck in this toxic comfort zone are actually not working anymore. They are not making us happy, and they're not providing opportunities for living the life that we really want for ourselves, that are making us happy and bringing us joy and sense of purpose and fulfillment in life. So what do we need to purge? What kind of toxins we need to let go of? And this could be on the physical, spiritual, emotional front. What kind of old emotions are we holding on to? What kind of old thinking process, belief system, the stories we tell ourselves are we holding on to? What kind of unhealthy habits are we holding on to? Also, as Amanda mentioned, what kind of unhealthy food are we holding on to that we bringing into our system that is then just making us feel worse and keeping us again in this mode of stuckness and guilt and all sorts of things, unhealthy emotions. So what it is that needs acknowledging, and when actually this Mercury will make the square with Chiron, there will be definitely a point of tension. It's actually building up at the moment because the degree is nearing. So obviously, as you know, Mercury is coming closer to the degree on which Chiron is at the present in 12 degrees. The tension is building up. So there is definitely an information, a thought process, a way we thinking that is keeping us still wounded. So what it is that we need to heal, what it is that we need to acknowledge, that we need to let go of. It's all about completely, we need to let go of something in order for something new to come in. So it is about completely restructuring our reality, which is to do with the Pluto and its long transit through the sign of Capricorn. And like I mentioned many times already in this video, this sun coming into conjunction with Pluto on a day when Mercury is stationing to go direct with all these aspects that it's making, that's no coincidence. This is not a coincidence. There is no such a thing as coincidence in the universe. There is a reason and divine timing for everything. So now is the time, and now with coming towards this new moon in Aquarius, this is encouraging us, inviting us to actually start thinking about what actions we want to take to make these changes in our life and take responsibility. Capricorn is the authority. It's all about taking responsibility for our lives and take authority over our lives and our actions. So what it is that we need to do, what we need to let go of, what we need to purge from our system. And just to give an example from my life, because this is actually affecting me very intensely, because this Mercury station in direct is in a close degree conjuncting my natal Neptune, which is in opposition with my natal moon, and squaring my natal Venus, conjuncting my natal Mercury. So it's actually Mercury squaring my natal Mercury. And it's the last phase in this square, last quarter square. So it's obviously crisis in consciousness. So it's again regarding our thinking process. And for me, I could see it manifesting in my reality, how it's easy for me to subconsciously fall into old programming and old labeling. So it's pretty much when something happens in my reality, my brain automatically goes into labeling the situation based on the past experience, and that is not even the truth. So how many times maybe, you know, some of you, most of you, if you think about it, something happens and straight away you attach some old experience to the current experience and label it based on the old experience, like, because it reminds us of something that we've gone through before, and that helps us to create stories about the reality that is actually not real, or stories that are not true, and then we just copy pasting the past into the present and recreating the same future, which is something that Joe Dispenza keeps talking about a lot, that unless we stop ourselves and change the pattern and start thinking new thoughts, we are just reliving our past all the time. So this is something I actually been invited to observe about myself by a dear friend of mine. She observed this and brought this to my attention, that if something happens, I automatically jump into conclusion and create stories based on my past experience, which then recreates the same experience, the same response, the same reaction, the same feelings, and that then creates my future experiences, because in the future, again, I'm bound to use the same course of action. So stepping away from my experience, but what it is for you guys, what it is for you that you're holding on to, and the thinking pattern that you are reusing and recycling, and the belief system, the lies that we tell ourselves that we're holding on to and not letting go, which are preventing us for actually creating something new, stepping forward, letting the Jupiter in Aries to bring us this new energy of creating new truth about reality, completely different outlook on the world, like the Sagittarius archetype, the new viewpoint, like allowing us to shoot the arrow into the further distance and discover something completely new, something undiscovered, which gives us an opportunity to have a new experience, and who knows where that's going to take us. So this new energy that we're going to be entering into, with all the planets going direct after 22nd of January. The last one stationing to go direct is Uranus on the 22nd. Interestingly, only a day after the new moon in Aquarius, and Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. So again, there is no coincidence that we have a new moon in Aquarius on the 0 degree. So very, very concentrated energy, very strong Aquarian energy, all about individuation and living authentic life. And right the day after, Uranus is going to station direct, like, okay guys, my job is done here, let's go forward with what we discovered in regards of our values, what it is that we want. And yeah, as of 22nd of January and going forward until almost the end of April, we have all the planets in a forward motion. So now is the time. Now is the time to take action and start building a new life in a good Capricornian fashion. Start putting a new structure to our life, to our thinking process, to our belief system, and going after what is important to us, living the life of purpose. Still, Neptune in Pisces in his rulership, so it's all about deeper meaning and purpose. And Jupiter just came out of there, and now he's in Aries, and it's bringing this message of what is this purpose, this deeper meaning of life. And with the Aryan energy of new beginning and let's go and create something, there is a lot of forward motion going on there. And the upcoming 3 months, they're just going to go very, very fast, because when the planets are going forward, the time accelerates. So let's just see what we can do with this, how we can use this energy to our advantage. And this new moon in Aquarius is definitely a good way to begin a year, let's just say. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, guys. I know it's a lot of astrological jargon, but the message is very simple. It's literally just thinking about what it is that needs changing, because me, just like everybody else, or well, maybe not everybody else, but me personally, I'm definitely going through a lot of purging, a lot of belief systems that are or have been keeping me in a state of victimhood, like, oh no, I can't do this, or no, that's not possible, or it's not been done, or it's not been done in my family, and stuff like that. What are we holding on to? What are we holding on to that we have to let go of? Because we cannot create a new life, staying the person we've always been. If we want to create a different reality, then that has to come with a new personality. So we have to let go of something to create space for something new to come in. So it all depends on how much we want to create that something, whether it's better to stay stuck in a comfort zone and hold on to the old toxic life that doesn't serve us, but at least it makes us feel comfortable, or is it better to take a leap of faith and just try something new and see where it's going to lead us. So this is it with the Mercury going forward from tomorrow onwards, from now onwards. Our thinking might become much clearer, and it might help us towards that forward motion, towards taking action and starting creating a new reality for ourselves. And our individual life creates collective life, and that's going to impact everyone. So we all only can start from ourselves. And even though we might think that I'm just one person and how can I change everything, if every one person made these changes, the whole world would change. And that's pretty much where we head in the age of Aquarius. We as individuated beings are going to create a new world, the new earth and the new age of Aquarius. So let's begin now, guys. Have a good week. Bye.